could overcome their power. In late August 1776, the British attacked in the Battle of Long Island. The fighting was fierce. Cannons thundered. Smoke covered the fields. The American soldiers fought bravely, but they were outnumbered and forced to retreat. Washington realized he had to save his army or the revolution could end right there. In a daring nighttime escape, he quietly moved his entire army across the East River using small boats. Soldiers rode in silence as fog rolled in, hiding them from British eyes. By sunrise, they had escaped safely, a miracle that kept the dream of freedom alive. But the British captured New York City and held it for the rest of the war. American spirits dropped. Supplies were low. Winter was coming. Yet Washington refused to give up. He believed the struggle was bigger than one city, one battle, or one moment. America had declared freedom. Now it had to fight for it. Winter of 1776 felt dark and hopeless for many Americans. The British had won several battles. Supplies were running low. Many soldiers had no shoes, and their feet bled in the snow. Some men were sick. Others felt too tired or scared to keep fighting. Washington understood their pain, but he also knew this was the moment that would decide everything. The British and Hessian soldiers settled into warm camps across New Jersey, believing the Americans were beaten. One of their largest groups stayed in the town of Trenton, eating well and celebrating the holidays. They thought the winter cold would stop the Continental Army. But Washington had a daring plan. On the freezing night of December 25, 1776, he gathered his men by the icy Delaware River. Snow fell hard. Wind cut through their thin coats. But Washington's voice stayed steady. "We must keep moving," he said. "This is our chance." They climbed into boats and pushed off into the dark river. Ice cracked against the sides. Soldiers clung to one another, shivering as the water splashed in. It seemed impossible, but they made it across. Before sunrise on December 26th, the Continental Army marched into Trenton. The Hessians were caught completely by surprise. Drums rattled. Muskets fired. The Americans moved fast, capturing almost the entire Hessian force. The victory sparked hope like a warm fire. Soldiers who once wanted to quit now lifted their heads proudly. America was still alive. The victory at Trenton gave the Americans new strength, but Washington knew they needed more.